Hey, what's going on, cousins and kin folks? We are back one more time. Yeah, we back with you real quick with another episode of the Porch PursePectives podcast. And guess what? It's not just a regular podcast. Oh, it's your favorite installation of this podcast, Music and Mayhem Volume 4. We pretty much talk about everything and anything that's going on in the world of music, life, and everything else, so forth and so such. I go by the name of Eddie Cool. I'm on a virtual porch because the weather's not that nice outside. It is, but I see a little bit of cloud cover over there, so I'm keeping my butt inside. All right. With that being said, I'm not by myself. I have my
That Nicky Red,
co-host
Nicky Red, Nicky Red.
in the house, like the curtains and the blinds. Well, she's not in the house, technically speaking. She's on
I'm
the
on the
porch,
porch.
but yeah, they get it. They know what the hell I mean. They've been hearing me ramble for the past X amount of years on other podcasts, and I'm pretty much doing the same thing here as well too. I'm gonna tell you something
Good.
funny as I take a sip of my drink. Somebody said, "I noticed you have a knack for this." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I got 5 podcasts. I mean, 4 podcasts. I'm sorry, I got a knack for this hosting thing. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. Um, I personally think there's some things I need to improve on personally, but in the meantime, I'm here. And I remember listening to a podcast last week, and they were like, they said, you know what? When you start a podcast, the thought is you have to have this, and this.
hmm
If you're thinking about it, only thing I do is have an idea.
That's it.
Have an idea, and you'll, what am I guys on the podcast? You got to build ugly. You know what I'm saying? You got to build ugly because like a lot of people's like, well, they want to see the finished product, but just like everything else in life, every product pop out ain't popping fresh finished when it first comes out.
Nah.
Um, I remember episodes of the Sports Bros podcast where the audio wasn't as best. We didn't sound good, and then and gradually from 2019 to 2024, it's gotten better. And just
Right.
like this podcast here is a Porch Perspective podcast, many ways to record the podcast, many ways to edit the podcast. We just figured out many ways. We found like, you know what? We're gonna use this platform. We use Skype to record. Cat's out the bag.
This, yeah, this works for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. It's just something I'm passing down to somebody. Yeah, Skype works for us. It works for everybody. And here we are with another episode of the Porch Perspective podcast. I'm saying you gotta build ugly because if you gotta build ugly, because one day it's gonna be real, real pretty.
There you go.
Mm,
You made me forget. There was a song that it literally encapsulated that exact idea, but I just can't think about what it was right now.
yeah. I had
But
to
yeah, it
dig.
all works out. This look. Porch Perspectives has definitely gone through its ugly duckling phase because
Hmm.
we've gone through technical difficulties, audio's not right, the visual's not right, it looks this way, but we just kept going. And that's why I
Hmm.
said from day one, I would rather see the progress than work and work and work and work until I get the final product. The next thing I know, I don't have anything
Well,
except the final product.
yeah, you got to see it through. You got to see it
There it
through.
is.
So, Miss Nikki Red, what's on tap? We're gonna talk about some. Is this the music portion of Music and Mayhem? I think it
Mm,
is.
yeah, that's the music portion of Music and Mayhem.
All
All
right.
right,
So,
so normally we try to have a guest or two up here. I really wanted to have a guest for this fourth installation, but where music and mayhem, well, where music has gone awry, we didn't really feel the need on this particular installation to go ahead and bring another guest on.
mhm.
But future references, we will be trying to have a guest on music and mayhem. But today, as everybody might be aware, there's a lot going on in the music scene. A lot. And I've been seeing all these other, podcasters and social media. I don't even know what to call them, but yes, I've been seeing a lot of people with a lot to say about a
Mhm.
lot that's going on. So, jumping into that, did he do it?
Did he do it or did he not do it? You know, for years people have been talking about Diddy and his exploits and his exploitations and everything, and I firmly believe that you're innocent until proven guilty.
True.
But when you start doing things and it gains traction, and then the next thing you know, you know, you got them alphabet boys,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at your house, and Homeland Security coming in your house and conducting raids and taking over stuff. And I could go of the old school of thought, like, hey, here they go again. The white man trying to bring the black man down, but oh no.
Nope, not at all.
Oh no. I can't say that because like I said, when it comes to alphabet boys, they don't mess with you unless they got something on you.
That's it.
Yeah, they
That's it.
don't. Yeah, they don't come out and say, "Hey, how you doing?" Surprise and all that. Like if you got something going, if you are doing some stuff you ain't supposed to be doing, they gonna come see about you. And I think this whole for the years we heard rumors of of R. Kelly and
Mm-hmm.
Diddy,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what that also makes like what people have done to get that level of success to be famous.
Yeah.
And another thing that I've thought about is I said, damn, if you look at the amount of artists that came out during like a certain period of time, and then all of a sudden, you don't see these said artists no more. I'm like, well, damn, this
A
artist,
one hit wonders.
yeah, like one hit wonders, and that makes me wonder: are these one hit wonders? Are they manufactured, or could it be the classic case of, hey, you won't do this little favor for me, so I can't do this little favor for you, and I'm gonna blackball your career because I'm just over here like there's just a lot of just like I watch a series on YouTube called Stunted Growth, and he talks about sports and he also talks about music, and like prime example, I guess Carrie Hilson had said something about
Yep.
Beyonce, and they was like, well, that's the end of that little, that's the end of this foolishness with Miss Hilson. And so they pretty much told her, they pretty much she got blackballed, and no one was checking for her no more because Carrie Hilson was pretty hot during the middle of the 20 teens or whatever. But like I'm saying, the whole Diddy situation is just like, well, damn. Um, it to me, it makes me wonder about a lot.
Yeah.
It
A
makes me,
whole lot.
yeah, it just makes me wonder about a lot. I mean, finding the X amount of sex toys, X amounts of baby oil, X amounts of just it's just a lot of stuff. X amount of this and X amount of that, and the parties are known as freak offs, and there's pictures coming out about who was over there, and people said,
Video.
hey, yeah, videos. People said, yeah, I would go to the party, but when a certain time hits, I take off.
I'm
You
out.
know, yeah, I'm out, and so I'm like, well, damn, man. And so I'm just wondering, like, this is some wild. It's wild.
The thing that makes me upset about all of this is music has been an integral part of a lot of our lives.
Mm,
It music is a way of life for a lot of people.
right.
So when you look at, all of these allegations coming out, all of these court cases coming out, all of these speculations coming out,
Mm,
I just do not understand for the life of me. And this is going to be like somewhat of a rabbit hole.
mm,
But the music that we came, we grew up listening to,
mm.
there was a lot of subliminal meanings in that music.
And we
Nobody
and we
really paid much attention.
and we was probably too young to catch on to it.
Too young to catch on. But even outside of being too young to catch on, you know, I'll be one to say, my dad being a DJ, I've been around music pretty much my whole life.
Mm,
So there was a lot of music that, I listened to with his consent, without his consent. And it was just, music was just a way of life for us. So it
mm,
added to, those memories of, when we go on road trips. Of course, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna sit in the car listening. You're listening to music on the road trip.
yep. The
You're
whole
having a
time.
good time at a cookout, a party, a family function. Like music is always there.
Mm,
So when you look at all these celebrities that are coming out, celebrities that are going into hiding, celebrities that are trying to separate and distance themselves from certain individuals,
mm.
it makes you wonder, like, all this time you've been in the limelight, now all of a sudden you don't want to be in the limelight anymore. And then what does that do for us now? Like, we've gone over, we've discussed, the R. Kelly situation amongst others, on previous episodes of Music and Mayhem.
Mm.
And one thing that we did discuss, I believe you definitely said it clearly, is separating the man from the music. And that's unfortunately what we're looking at doing going forward. And it's even affecting the music that's coming out now, the music that's going to be out later. Like, I've just, what does that leave us?
Like I told somebody a while back, I said I have the ability to compartmentalize as to where R. Kelly, when he would talk about people in songs, you know, now knowing, his background, okay, well, I know what this is about. But then again, as a heterosexual male man that loves women from 21 to 21 to 85, so to speak, I'm just trying to put like some context on it, knowing that, hey, I know what I like and I know what he was doing as far as the songs he was singing about and all that and everything. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I mean, it's not right and it's not okay whatsoever of the stuff that that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly did. But at the same sense, like, the man made some good music. He's one of the best
Yeah.
artists of all time, and you can't knock that. But the fact of the matter is, like, bruh, you just the stuff that what you're doing here is not helping your legacy at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, as somebody said, I guess as a child, he got, was a victim of SA,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess during that time he never really got help for it. Black folks, let's do more real quick. If you went through something, please go out there and get you some help. On a serious note, like, please go out there and get you some help. People will help you. They will not judge you. They will not ridicule you. Instead, they will help you because a lot of us as black people, we leave a lot of stones unturned. But the fact of the matter is, like, hey, if I need help, I need to go get it, and just trying to live every day knowing that something's wrong or something happened, and fear of embarrassment, admonishment, or anything like that. Just swallow that pride, and go get that help.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely agree.
yeah, swallow that.
There's been a lot of celebrities in that light, This prime example, I watched this movie slash documentary on Tony Braxton.
Mm,
Tony Braxton has been one of my ultimate, like, I love her music. I love her like everything. I don't think there's anything about Tony Braxton that I don't like.
mm,
I grew up listening to her. I've fallen in love with her music. Everything about her is just amazing to me.
mm,
And watching that documentary slash movie, when she, came out and said, these are the issues that I have going on.
mm,
But prior to that, the feelings that she had, like you said, that embarrassment, it it put her in a mindset where she's like, okay, I have this opportunity. I don't want to squander it. But
mm,
on the flip side of that, my human side of this, I have I have a health concern, a health
mm.
issue that is preventing me from pro- pro- performing at my fullest potential. You lost money, you lost what are those people called? Sponsors.
Sponsors, yeah, endorsements.
You lost a lot trying to keep pushing through and having to cancel shows because your health is at risk.
Mm,
And I'm just like, I understand it, which I get it. Some certain situations they may not be as understanding when it comes to, the music world. I know it's a very cutthroat industry, but you got to take care of yourself. And that's
yes.
just basis of what I'm saying, This is just not just in that situation, but just in general.
Mm,
You have to take care of self because even if you are the best of the best, the greatest of the greatest, everybody has to have time for themselves. Look at what
mm-hmm.
happened with Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Take care of self. Because if
Got
you
to.
can't take care of yourself, we can't replace you. Now look at us. We're still giving out tributes to Michael Jackson, Prince, Tupac, Aaliyah. We're still doing tributes to people that we have lost. And it's like, where do we say, okay, look, we have to do something in order to make sure that we have these legends, these people that are inspiring us, these people that we're growing up to. Whitney Houston.
You know,
These people they're people at the end of the day, and it's like when you need help, you need help. It's okay.
yep. You know, I think now when it comes to that, you have a lot of artists that don't really need that label backing like they did in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s.
Right.
They can go more the independent route because now you have artists that are a little bit smarter and like, well, hell, I can own all of my this and this, and I can still do this and this, and not have to succumb to label pressures, this, that, the third. I mean, the goal, because I've traveled that road too. The goal of trying to be an artist is to get a good deal and make a bunch of money and get paid doing music. But it's all kind of between paying your taxes and them falling behind on that, between trusting people in your circle. Um, is the label giving me an honest deal? Are they giving me a bad deal? Is this deal everything you think it is? And then, not to mention, well, damn, I got to pay for studio time and I got to do this and I have to do that. There's a lot. Once again, like we said at the top of the show, we only see the finished product. But it's like an iceberg too. We only see the finished product and we only see the top of the iceberg, but we don't never see what's up under.
Right.
We never see what's up under. Just like when you make anything successful, like when you look at certain podcasts such as Club Shay Shay, the 85 South Show, and what's another one? The 85 South Show and the Pivot podcast. I'm talking about some podcasts I watch. I mean,
Right.
you just see this. You don't see all that. Trying to corral guests, trying to do this, trying to do it. It's a lot of things you don't see. And
There's a
so,
lot that goes into it.
yeah, it's a lot that goes to it. And so um I just think that a lot of the pressures, say if you got a girlfriend or a significant other, if you're married or not, you got kids at the house. Dad was never home because he was out on the road 300 days a year and left us here. And it's a lot being an artist, man. It is, sacrificing. You're not spending enough time, and well,
Hmm.
I liken the music industry in a way to like the wrestling industry, the pro wrestling industry. You spend a lot of time on the road. You're away from your family a whole lot of time. You're every night you're in a different place. Your
Right.
travel schedule is strenuous. So it's just one of those things was like, well, damn, it's tough. It's really tough.
I can imagine. Uh, um, Kind of, pivoting back to the subject at hand.
Hmm.
That being said, Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. This man he's seen incredible highs.
Hmm.
And at this point, he's looking at some incredible lows.
Whew.
When I tell you, like I said, I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the 90s. And when I tell you, Bad Boy was they were that label.
Yeah,
Like they had every artist that was coming out, every hot artist that was coming out, they had a hand in that.
yeah.
From, like I said, Mary J. Blige, uh, Usher, Keith, was it Keith Murray?
No,
What's his name? Craig Mack,
Craig
Biggie,
Mack, Mace, Biggie, The Locks, Faith Evans,
Little
um,
Kim,
Lil Kim, Lil
uh,
C's,
all of them. Like there were a lot of rock. There was a lot of music, a lot of even down to that stint where Mariah Carey was rocking with them.
Carl Thomas.
All of them,
Yeah.
like amazing music, amazing. I mean, we still to this day, if Carl Thomas comes on the radio, we jamming.
I wish I never met her at all. Yeah.
I see how that sounded. Now that's not the one I was talking about. I'm talking about that one that he did with Faith Evans,
Oh yeah.
"Emotional," the remix. Oh my god,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that was my song.
Yeah. They
Even
did
Faith
do it.
Evans, early Faith Evans. I loved Faith Evans. I was rocking to every Faith Evans song that she dropped. I was rocking to it.
Yeah.
Um, Early
Soon as
Mary J.
soon as I get home, that's one of my favorites by her. As soon as I get
Man,
home.
when I tell you, as a woman, as the woman I am today,
Mm,
I am definitely on board with a lot of the R&B from that era.
yeah.
A lot of it. Like, I was here for it.
Mm,
Like I said, Mary J. Blige. When Mary J. Blige first hit the scene, she was collaborating with all these different artists. She was doing her thing. She was
yep.
really doing her thing. And it took me a long time to realize that Mary J. Blige even had dealings with Diddy in the beginning. Because as she's gotten, as time passed, she kind of was more so doing her own thing.
Mm,
But like I said, early Mary, Diddy was there. Even down to there's this song that a lot of people don't really they like I know the song when I hear it, but I didn't know who was singing it. I didn't know that was her. Gina
mm,
Thomas.
yeah. I need to talk about.
I mean, you got so many different artists from back in the day that we listened to growing up that, like you said, Gina Thomas was one of those one-hit wonders. What
Hmm.
happened to her? Then you've got, artists like Missy. Missy is one of my favorite artists to this day. She is one of my favorite entertainers. She is very humble. She is very down to earth, and her music is amazing. But even when she first started, she's doing features and she's making a name for herself.
Hmm.
So it's like, looking back at the music that we had growing up and now where we're at,
Different.
it's so different. So now it's like the question was posed to me one day, when all of this first started happening. Are you going to talk about this on your podcast? And I'm like, eventually, but I don't want to, jump on it because everybody else is jumping on it. I want to just sit here. Let me formulate a game plan first,
Mm,
because when you're talking about things, as soon as it happens, you want to be the first one to talk about it. But then there's more coming out. There's still
yeah.
more information that we need. So no, I'm not going to talk about it initially. But now I'm like, okay, this is a lot. This is just a lot. It's just
Yeah.
a lot.
And I think for us, in order for us to talk about, I think we had to, because we could have jumped on it, but the thing about it was like, okay, well, let's see if there's more.
Right.
Let's see if there's more, and there wind up being more. Like, yeah, Diddy had. I mean, there's something come out the other day about an incident with him and an underage, It's just it's just crazy. And then you got people such as Jaguar Wright. They're online talking, and you know, and the thing about it is like Jaguar Wright has been talking about this for a long time.
Yep.
And so finally, just somebody got the gumption and the nerve, but like, hey, I think somebody had an eye on Diddy that might have been informant, or somebody was like, look, we got to see what this dude got going on. Because Diddy was all over the place. He was on commercials.
Everywhere.
He was like Snoop Dogg.
Everywhere.
He was everywhere. He was everywhere. Like on WWE, baseball, football, basketball. At one point, he told us being an owner of the Carolina Panthers. At one point, he called it
Mhm.
the North Carolina Panthers, but come on, dude, you know better than that. It's one of you just work. Yeah, man, North Carolina. I'm like, bro, it's the Carolina Panthers. Yes, they play North Carolina, but it's Carolina. Hey, man, I'm rolling with North Carolina. Sure, bro, go ahead. I ain't gonna correct you no more. I'm wasting time, money, and gas. Go ahead. If you want to be North Carolina Panthers, go right ahead. Uh, yeah. So it's a lot, and it's heavy, and it's just
It really
alleg-
is.
allegations, man. And it sometimes it makes you, just like I was watching a video. They got this thing called a trail ride,
Mm.
and a lot of people get together, and it's country western inspired, and they do it a lot. They do it a lot down south. I think South Carolina finally figured out all about it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. And it's a lot of line dancing, and they dance on one of the songs by Diddy and Pharrell called "Getting Finna Get Loose." And I look at some of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do look at some of that differently.
I
Yeah,
look at a lot of it differently.
yeah, I look at a lot of it differently because the fact that you are on top of the world and you having these freak offs, and on top of that, as we talked about before we went air, association.
Hmm.
You can't find somebody to come speak on his behalf
No.
or stick up for him. They like, and I'm
Well,
pretty sure, yeah, and I'm pretty sure the agents was like, look, we not finna get embroiled in this. Even if you were at a Diddy party, if anybody asks you, you don't know nothing about nothing unless some pictures surface up. Just say no
that's
comment.
it.
But other than that,
And I think that's what everybody's doing right now because honestly, there's been a few people that have said, "Oh, he's a great person. He's this, that, and the other." I think the latest thing that I've heard or seen, Naomi Campbell speaking on Diddy,
hmm
and she's just talking about, my brother, this, that, and the other. But I'm like, the it's hard to say it, so I'm just gonna say it. But you've got a lot of people that are trying to separate themselves from his mess to minimize their mess, and it's like at the end of the day, this is my thoughts, my opinions on it.
hmm
Whatever you did, you did. Period.
yeah,
Point blank. There's no way around it. If you did something, you did something.
hmm
You didn't have a problem doing it when you did it. But now that you're looking at legal consequences, now you're trying to run and hide. My thing is this: you knew it was wrong when you did it. You knew it was
yeah,
wrong. Deal with it. Deal with the consequences and move forward.
yep,
There's going to be a lot of money being lost. But that was part of the situation. That was part of the consequences when you took it upon yourself to do what you were doing.
hmm
Just like the video that surfaced of him and Cassie. You knew there was a possibility if this were to get out that you were going to be looked at a certain way. And you still, as a grown man, decided to do what you did. You can't shut everybody up.
no.
Everybody's not going to be easily kept quiet.
Just because you give them some money
That money runs out.
or sign an NDA and think about the
Eventually, that NDA ain't forever. Obviously,
no, you're gonna piss somebody off. You're gonna make somebody mad about this little bit of money. I think thank you for the money, but I'm fit to tell the truth.
that's
You
it.
know, I mean, there's been speculations from what was the Danity Kane
Yep.
from that. Somehow, some way, Beyonce and Jay Z's name has been. But once again, these are alleged rumor allegations. We are not a news source. Don't come for us. We're only going about what we hear, see, and read, and we make sure we try our best to conduct proper research before. So, before you start going, oh, they throwing Jay Z. No, no, we not throwing Jay Z and not Beyonce name around in it. Their name is being thrown around in it. We don't have any proof, we don't have any facts, but when it comes to, now it's at the point to where, okay, now you're dragging other people in it. And I can understand people attending a Diddy party because a Diddy party was just a Diddy party. But
And it was.
yeah, it
But
was yeah,
it
it
was
had
a it was a chance, it's an opportunity. It was an opportunity. It
yeah.
was an opportunity because a lot of the artists that we know that today, a lot of the big artists that we know today,
hmm
at one point in time, they were invited to a Diddy party.
Yeah,
They were invited to come hang out. They
yeah,
were invited to have this meeting.
yeah. And
So the
yeah.
opportunity, I mean, honestly, for us regular folk out here, if I was given the opportunity to go meet with Beyonce right now and further my quest and my journey with this podcast situation,
Mm,
in the position I'm in, do you think you think I'm gonna pass that up?
hell no, because that's I look at it like this, because that is a wonderful business opportunity. You got to think about business.
Yeah,
It's okay. Well, I'm having this meeting. It's a business meeting. Okay, so how can you help me? Like, how can you help me? How can I help you? And how can we help each other?
right,
How can we both benefit? I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity that no people ever get. If you get some land, look, if you get somebody sitting down in front of you with the ability to move a mover and a shaker and a decision maker, you better take the meeting. But
right.
what you gonna take though? What you gonna take? $500 a dinner with Jay Z? I'm talking to Jay Z.
That part.
Cause think
I'm
about it.
talking to them because that my thing
Yeah,
is this. We'll go back to Chris Brown.
yeah,
Okay.
mm,
For everything that everybody has to say about that man today.
mm,
When Chris Brown first hit the scene, he had to sit down with somebody.
yeah,
He didn't just perform one day and somebody sounds like, oh, I need him.
mm-hmm,
It was not just that.
yeah,
He had to have the connections. Granted, yes, the talent played a major part in it, but he
mm-hmm,
also had to make those connections. Same thing with Usher. Usher's come out and said a few things as far as, his childhood and Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
There's an opportunity there to get your name out there, to get your face out there, to make millions, to make something of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can be honest with you, you got a lot of people that sing in the church right now, and that's all they do.
Mm-hmm.
They are very talented, beautiful, beautiful voices, but all they're doing is one thing. And it's not saying that they haven't had the opportunity, but it's not saying that they did have the opportunity. But
Mm-hmm.
given the opportunity, I guarantee you, if Yolanda Williams said, "Hey, I'm sorry, Yolanda Adams."
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm sitting here getting my names mixed up. If Yolanda Adams walked into the church and said, "Oh my goodness, you have a beautiful voice. You have the voice of an angel. I want to talk business." Do you think for 1 second that that choir member is not going to talk to Yolanda Adams?
Oh, we finna talk.
Donnie McClurkin?
We finna talk.
So that's why I'm like, it is an opportunity, and like you said, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity that a lot of these starting up as regular people
Mm-hmm.
are blessed to have.
Yep.
So I get it, but then it's also these executives, these A&Rs, all of these people that have the power to say yay or nay.
It,
You are drunk off of power,
yeah.
and
And it's a big old control system. It's a big old control system. Like I'm thinking of some artists. I'm like, boy, they sure sound good. They sure sound good. A few months pass by, don't hear no follow-up single. A year passed by, what the hell did happen? And a lot of the like a lot of the industries, like a lot, is politics. It's who you know. And
yeah,
just like out here in the real world, like if I want a job, a lot of that is based off of who I know.
hmm don't get me wrong. You might luck up every once in a while, or every so often, and actually, I'm gonna go in here and put my best foot forward. You got some people that are really built for this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But like you said, at the end of the day, it boils down to who you know.
Yeah, who you know and what you can do. I mean, it's it,
Who am I
and
gonna? I need to rub shoulders and rub elbows with somebody. Let me
yeah,
get close to this person. Let me figure out how can I get to that person. And it's like you said, these people that we've seen that were making splashes. One person that I say, I would love to have a conversation with, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there because I've got a little bit of connection out there. But like for
mm-hmm,
instance,
mm-hmm,
Tyrese, I'm gonna get him up here one day.
mm-hmm,
Watch me. You mark my words. You heard it here on Music and Mayhem Part 4. I'm gonna get Tyrese up here one day.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get him up here. But Tyrese,
Have I told you? Yeah, boy,
I used to go to
sing.
karaoke and sing it. I used to go to karaoke and sing that one. Don't judge me. But
He said, "I'll be your wishing well. Tell me what you want." Gosh, boy. I'll, he said, "I'll be your wishing well. Tell me what you want." If you didn't have her in the middle of your hands by that, boy,
mm-mm.
woo.
But no,
Go ahead.
seriously. So Tyrese is one of those artists that I look at, and I've been watching Tyrese for a minute because of all of the things that's been coming out. He literally, in my opinion, he came out of nowhere
Hmm.
and took over. I mean, he is crooning. He's got all the women eating out the palm of his hand. He's doing his thing. He's in commercials. He's singing. He's that one that I promise you this. A lot of people change their type based off of Tyrese.
Yep.
They wanted that chocolate brother he got a bald head, but you know what? That's okay. He ain't got to have no hair to deal with me.
Yep.
And he can sing. Oh, he got pretty teeth. Oh my, they were crazy about him. He hit success on levels a lot of us could not imagine. Like I said, you're singing, you're acting, you're doing your thing.
Doing it all.
Baby Boy, come on now.
Yep.
It's been considered a hood classic, but Baby Boy, when that first came out, I was like, okay,
Which they
okay.
which they play 60 times a year on BET. But go ahead.
Yeah, they do. They definitely they play it. Look, it's a tradition at this point.
Yeah.
Baby Boy, the Fast and the Furious franchise, like all of those things, he has been in every single one of them. He has done his thing,
Mm.
and now he's being ostracized based off of what he's being judged and all that. Like he went through. something that a lot of us have gone through already.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was vulnerable with going through it, a lot of people were talking about him. A lot of people were talking, oh, crybaby Tyrese. He online crying. He doing this. He doing. So you mean to tell me? Let's just be honest, fellas. I'm talking to the men real quick. How many times has a girl broken up with you and you sat in their room and cried? Let's be honest.
Happened a couple times. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay, so that's my point.
Happened
So
a
it's
couple times.
okay for you to do it in the comfort of your own home, but you're gonna sit here and talk about this man that does it on live because he's hurting.
I tell you what it is. I think it's the classic case of I look at this two ways. There's some things that don't need to be seen on the internet. Like and
And
I'm
I
a front
agree.
and I'm a I mean, but then again, I know what I don't want to see. So therefore, I can control what I can see and how I conduct myself on social media. And that's
Right.
as far as it goes. I mean, like everybody else, man, hey man, you do what you want to do. If that what makes you happy, do what you want to do. I just know that if you're taking up in shenanigans and chicanery, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Mm-mm.
It's like a while back, somebody from school added me to their Facebook friend, and I looked. She got this whole long diatribe about how the city of such and such took her Facebook profile. I went to that corner. I said unfriend
That's fair.
because I'm like,
It's
well,
just like some
it's
people overshare, and I get that.
yeah,
It's an oversharing situation. But I feel like in that moment of him being vulnerable, I feel like it was just him speaking on something because as a high profile entertainer, people talk.
yeah.
And sometimes you have to say, you know what, let me speak my truth. Let me
Con,
speak on my behalf. And I get there's a
he
different he could have done it a different way. I get all that.
he
Or
wanted to control his
get that.
own narrative,
There you go. And I get, like I said, I get all of that. But
and, and I think
he got up there
I,
and showed his vulnerable side as a man,
mm,
and people clowned him. You are talking about a divorce, your child, money. The
mm,
same thing that half the, like 98% of grown American men go through. They
yep,
go through it.
yep.
In my opinion, the way I took that whole situation is he's showing you guys that it's okay to go through things. It's okay.
Because
He's
there's me,
also showing us that women, and as this, I think he was on a show with he was on, I think, the Club Shay Shay podcast.
yeah, he
And
was. Mm.
he was talking about basically how men don't show their emotions. And they don't. Typically they don't. That's, been a thing too that's been ingrained in men. You're not emotional. You're not allowed to show your emotions. You're not allowed to cry.
It's always, hey, you got to be tough all the time. But let me tell you something. As a man, as a black man, being tough all the time is tough all the time. And I'm looking dead in the camera when I'm saying this. Being tough all the time is tough all the damn time.
And
There's sometimes,
I can imagine.
yeah. There's sometimes I just want to just lay in somebody's arms and just lay my head on their shoulder, or or chest or whatever, and just kind of just be vulnerable and not be judged and not be ridiculed and not be, you know, I don't care, but I know if I put that on social media, like I'm telling anybody right now, in case you're watching and you're new to the social media game and you don't understand, or you've been on social media for a while and you don't understand why you're getting certain reactions from out of people, it's because of the content you post on your profile. And then you invite unwarranted suggestions and opinions to your said post. So I don't understand why every man, if somebody had put something up about their significant other, and chicks was in his DMs and everything, they'd be the same chicks to say, I'm so happy for you, and it's just sometimes it's just too much. And also on top of that, here's the best part about it: who cares? All right,
Somebody does.
who cares?
Somebody.
that little small pocket, like who, like that's why when people post some things, I'm looking, I'm like, okay, I'm noticing a trend. I control what I see on my feed. I don't want to. But yeah, but back to our topic about Tyrese. I mean, yeah, it's just like, being black and being vulnerable somehow is frowned upon. He looks like a punk. He looks like a simp. But that man was hurting. That man felt like he needed to go on there and be like, you know what? Not only do regular guys go through it, but celebrities go through it as well too. And I don't and I really can't wag the finger about that. But like, all right, he's showing some vulnerability and some transparency.
Yeah. It's just like the thing that he said that I kind of took out of the whole thing that I've been saying since he did it. His statement on Club Shay Shay was, when it comes to divorce, most people look at divorces between a man and a woman and say, they come to the woman's rescue.
Mm,
Oh, are you okay? I know it's hard. Oh, da, 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 da. He said, women aren't the only one they're not the only ones who go through hurt. They're not the only ones who go through this.
that's true.
It's very rare that anybody asks a man that's gone through a divorce, hey man, are you good? Do you need anything? Because again, like you said, that stigma of men are supposed to be strong. You're not allowed to have feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tyrese is really doing a lot to rewrite that narrative. And I definitely commend him on that because again, listen to the music that he makes. Let's start there.
Yeah, let's listen to that.
Listen to the music that he makes. Why would you expect anything different? Why would you expect anything different from a man that makes this type of music? He is begging and pleading and expressing his love and his gratitude to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you expect him not to be vulnerable? Why would you expect him to just be this thug, excuse my French, but this thug ass nigga? Why would you
Yeah,
expect that? That's
yeah.
not what he's giving you.
He
He's
tripped me out.
giving you feelings. He's giving you emotion.
He tripped me out when he said, man, you know what? He said the problem is, man, when it comes to music, man, R&B music, don't nobody do no more begging.
I don't see nobody crying in the rain no more.
Yeah. I don't see nobody grabbing the air and thrusting out and bringing it back. You and getting.
I don't see it.
I don't see this. Hey
And
girl,
then we wonder why we got so many women out here now that's like,
it's
bruh,
hey girl, turn around, try that thing. Let me see you go there. Yeah, let me smack that bottom like the bottom of a ketchup bottle. Give it to me, give
mm-mm.
it to me, give it to me.
But you got women that are beginning to that point where they're more aggressive now. They're more, as you like, as they say, hardcore. Which I get it. We as women, we have that side to us. But
Mm.
when do we get back to the way things fit, the way things work?
Can I say this real quick?
Yes.
I've had this conversation with numerous people, and I'm glad we have the platform to say this. I'm in several Facebook groups, right? And a lot of them talk about relationships and stuff. I don't really talk about it because it's just we're gonna get back to the music and say it's just the whole 50-50 man versus woman.
Ah,
Who's bringing this to the table? Who's bringing that to the table? And one of the things is about men nowadays about men approaching women and should women approach men. I look at it
I
like
get.
this.
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so I look at it like this on this angle. Number one, no matter who you are, man or woman, I'm gonna tell you this: in life, if there's something that you want, go for it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's go out there and get it. Don't worry about no traditional standards. Don't worry about no traditional norms, bruh. If you see her and you want her, go over there and get her. My
And the
ladies, if
same.
you
Hold on,
if
hold
you
on, hold on. Let me talk to the women on this one real quick
okay,
because you talk
okay,
to the men, folks. Let me talk to the women.
okay,
Ladies, it's okay to let that man take you out.
let him.
It's okay that if you see a man and you like what you see, talk to him. I've always been like when I was younger, back in my day, when I was younger, I didn't have a problem approaching a man. I didn't have a
Mm-mm.
problem if I thought you were cute or I thought you were attractive, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you. I don't mean to be forward, but I think you're handsome. I think you're attractive. And we'll see where the conversation goes from there. I've never been one to wait around on something that I like for them to turn around and notice me. Hell no,
Hmm.
because you don't know what they got going on here right here.
Yeah.
See somebody at the grocery store, they might be one track mind. Okay, I got a sick baby at the house. I got to get this dog food. I got to remember. Oh, I got to remember the damn onions for dinner tonight.
Hmm.
They got a one track mind. They're not thinking about. Oh my God, he's handsome.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about that.
Mm-mm.
So you might miss your opportunity waiting on somebody else to speak up.
Yeah.
That's just like sitting in class. When the teacher says, if you got the answer, raise your hand. Do you sit back and wait?
No. Because guess what?
Raise your hand.
As bad as you want to pass that class, have that same effort in pursuing anything that you want in life, be it money, a career, a mate. If you, bruh, dive into them DMs. If you see her in public, say hey to her. My brother ever told me a long time ago, all you gotta do is talk. And people sometimes tell me, Ed, man, I see you got a. Apparently, I got away with the ladies. I guess. I mean, I just wake up every day, put one foot on, put both feet on the ground and stand up and put my pants on one pant leg at a time and put my shirt on. I'm not Superman. I don't want to say I'm not special because I believe I'm a special person in a good way. But I don't want to say that, I'm special, I'm rare, I'm a limited edition. I think highly of myself. Don't get me wrong. I do. I do think highly of myself. People ask me, well, Ed, how you do what you do? I'm like, look, first of all, I know my strengths and I accentuate those strengths. I learned from the legendary Paul Heyman, who works for the WWE now. Hide your negatives and accentuate the positives. Because what he meant by that was he had a small company that couldn't compete on WWE's level and WCW level. So he had to find the good in his company and accentuating that, like great wrestlers, international wrestlers, cruiserweights, heavyweights, the variety of matches. And he had to hide the negatives. Small venues, not a big budget, barely having a TV deal. And eventually ECW got put on national television because he just simply practiced hide the negatives and accentuate the positives. But since we're talking about, like, in life and the dating world and everything, whatever your negatives are, work on them before you start getting out here in this dating field. And your
Yeah.
positives, accentuate them to the highest form. All right, let's get back to music. I don't know what the hell happened there. That's the kind of sort of mayhem. Look, this
Yeah.
Porch Perspective podcast is what you get. This is what you get.
Yeah, that's what we do. All right,
Yep.
so back into the music. I Diddy just Diddy.
Yeah.
There's been so much going like we cannot go over 20, 30 years of mess
Mm-mm.
within this little bit of time. We can't do it. But we can say this.
And thing about it is, and like they say, but wait, there's more. It seems like every other day something's happening with Diddy.
And it is. It is. It's more people coming out, more
Mm-hmm.
names being dropped. And at this point,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the never ending story.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna end because I'm pretty sure by the time this is all said and done, there's gonna be a lot of changes in the music world. A lot of changes.
Cause hell, you even got some music execs like resigning.
Yeah, stepping down, resigning, finding other endeavors. Like I said, everybody is separating themselves from the mess.
Yeah. Because I look at it like this, I'm like, it's gonna get way worse before it
Before
gets
it gets
any
better.
kind of better. When you got music execs stepping down, I swear every other day, if you look online now, latest Diddy allegations, and don't be surprised if you found something from a day ago or 30 minutes ago.
Hmm.
There's always something going on.
Always.
Like I said, when it first happened, we want to talk about it, but I was like, whoa, let's kind of fall back and see what else is going on. And
And it
so,
ain't stopping. Look. Did he said we won't stop. He did not lie.
you know about that. Take that,
We
take
won't
that.
stop.
Yeah, I ain't lying about
Yeah.
that.
No. But the crazy part about it is, like I said, with a lot of the allegations going on and a lot of the speculation being said, a lot of the artists that, as we look at it, oh, y'all fell off. A lot of them are coming up and speaking up now.
Yeah.
We all remember the club incident with Shine, J-Lo, and Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
We saw what happened with Shine.
Mm-hmm.
Shine has spoken out about that a little bit, but he is currently in his native country doing what he can for the people.
Yeah.
You look at a lot of those artists that was rocking with him back in the day and where they're at now. Look at Mace. Mace switched the whole situation up and went religious.
Yeah.
A lot of those artists that were close to him ended up separating and cutting ties after a while. And a lot of it from, some people say, it had a lot to do with the money. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure it did. I'm
Yeah.
sure it did. Because you got to keep in mind too, you look at the way that early 90s and a lot of the music industry and the record labels did people.
Mm-hmm.
TLC fell victim to it.
Yep.
They're gifting these artists and taking it out of their budget. That's not a
Mm-hmm.
gift, sweetheart.
Mm-mm.
You didn't get them a gift. You
No.
charged them for it. And
Yeah.
you didn't tell them that. You
No.
buying all these houses, these high-end vehicles, and then you turn around and give them $100 check.
Where the rest?
They're
Where the
gonna wonder
rest?
where's my money.
What's the rest of it? Well, that car, your man,
This
and that
stuff
just
costs.
and that
But
just
I
goes
didn't
that,
tell you to buy it. I didn't tell you to do this. I could have
and
got me a little 3-bedroom house with a white picket fence out in the suburbs somewhere. You didn't have to give me this multi-million-dollar mansion.
I tell anybody, I say, if I ever get famous, I'm gonna be as low profile as can be. I'm gonna just be, yeah, because to me it's just, yeah, a lot of artists get, like I tell people, I said, you don't read the fine print, but read the fine print. That's funny because me and somebody had a conversation last night, and we talked about was it 23 and Me or whatever,
Hmm.
and we was like, they said, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but you gotta think about this. They get your DNA. What exactly do they do with it?
I've heard that same thing before.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yeah, and are you related to who you think you are when you start doing that whole 23andMe? Does the ancestry, does it, like, it's just, and I'm not saying it's fake. It's just a fact, like, you got a friend, you got a point. Never really looked at it like that, friend, but you got a point.
I'll put it like this. I'll be honest with you. I watch a lot of crime TV. So y'all better be careful with them 23andMe's if y'all out there committing felonies.
Whew.
I'm going to just go ahead and throw that out there because,
Yeah,
boy,
yeah, you
'cause
really don't.
that DNA can be used for any given reason. If they got to find
Deoxy,
somebody related to somebody and find out who Jane Doe is from 30 years ago, guess what they going
yep.
to do?
Deoxyribonucleic acid, also known in short as DNA or Dana.
Dana.
Yeah. Yeah, let me go ask.
That's real.
Yeah, let me go ask
I
Dana.
ain't
Yeah,
commit no crimes. You can't do the time, don't do the crime.
yeah. Matter of fact, let me go holler at Dana real quick. Dana got all the answers. But yeah, it's just
Mhm.
yeah. Well, when it comes to like the whole celebrity and music thing, when it comes to that, it's just a real tricky and a real slippery slope.
It is.
It's just a real makes you wonder about the price of fame. Is it really worth it?
Didn't we I think we spoke about this a little bit on part 3.
Yeah, and we can revisit it too since we're
Yeah,
here.
so you guys, you and our guest Ice G, shout out.
Mm,
You guys did discuss a little bit about the price of fame and what it comes with and things that you guys have experienced as,
mm,
individual people,
mm.
climbing that ladder of success. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't look at is the price of fame. What you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to give up.
Yep.
My favorite, I don't want to say example, but the best example of this is everybody talks about this man and everybody called him crazy. But now that all these allegations are coming out, we're starting to look at him another way. Kanye West.
Yep.
Everybody talks about his sacrifices, Illuminati, this, that, and the other. His mama, his dad, da, 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 da.
Mm.
And now we're looking at him in a different light because you might not be looking so crazy after all. Like, in all due reality, 2003, 2004, 2005, Kanye was that man. He was that guy. Then he went through some things.
Yeah.
He experienced some things. They said he lost his mind.
Mm.
And he might have a little bit, but that's what comes with the territory. When you're thrust in a situation where, hey, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you got to be quiet on this. You can't say nothing on this. You can't speak on that. And it's going to affect you, just so you're clear. It's going to affect you. You're going to feel this. But you can't speak up. I literally, and this is something to think about, right? So I've been watching these videos, these clips about the award shows where everybody's, and again, don't come for me because at the end of the day, I will come for you. But they were talking about how everybody was shouting out Beyonce as they got on that stage. They're giving Beyonce shout outs and all these different things because of whatever the case may be. They speculate and assimilate that I don't even know if that was a word. Did I say assimilate?
I was like,
but they
assimilate.
Speculate,
yeah, and
assume,
yeah,
that Beyonce has a lot to do with these award shows and her getting her props to keep these other artists' careers going. Everybody saw the situation with Kanye West and Taylor Swift. Everybody saw that, and everybody said, "Oh, Kanye's crazy. Kanye got up there. I can't believe he did that." But everybody also knows that Taylor Swift has been one of those artists that has been one of the highest grossing female artists in a long time. So yeah, there's some competition there.
She's a billionaire now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I'm sure she is. But Taylor Swift has never really been a real big Beyonce fan, to my knowledge. And when she won that award, she got up there, accepted her award as she should. That's her hard work. She put it in. Kanye West jumps on the stage, takes the microphone, and shouts out Beyonce. Gives her the microphone back, and everybody said he's crazy. Why would he do that? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now it's coming out. Speculation is they saying that Kanye saved Taylor Swift from that wrath because she wasn't going to do it. Kanye West did it.
So that's why he jumped up there and did what he did.
That's what they say. Again,
interesting.
I'm just the bystander watching the bystanding. So that's what they say. And I thought that was interesting because I'm like, that's crazy. Y'all call this man crazy and you guys really be looking at him on, in a certain light. But nobody's really looking at the way he's moving. Like the whole situation with him and, what's that girl name? His ex-wife.
Kardashian?
Yes. All the stuff that he was doing, that man ain't crazy. He knew what he was doing. He just got wrapped up in the wrong situation because keep it in mind, when Kanye and Kim were together, Jay-Z and Beyonce are together. Jay-Z and Kanye are tight. Beyonce couldn't stand Kim. Kim wanted to be best friends with Beyonce. You don't think that caused any issue and turmoil within their marriages? Because I know for a fact, as me being married, if my spouse has a friend that I put it like this, because it has happened. My spouse has a friend who is married as well. We're cool with the friend, but the spouse, care less for you. I don't want nothing to do with you. You're not my cup of tea. Especially if I know that my wife has an issue with you. Y'all got some static over there for no reason, but I'm not gonna deal with you. So we can deal with the friend, but the spouse, we're not of the same caliber, put it like that. So yeah, it doesn't cause friction between me and my spouse, but that friendship has since then been terminated.
Yeah, been deteriorated. Yeah.
I'm looking at them in the same light. Kanye and Jay-Z ain't even friends no more. But also, Kim and Kanye ain't even together no more.
Go figure. But Jay-Z and Beyonce still together.
Yep.
Go effing figure.
I mean, like I said, I don't know what the details of what's going on in the bedroom and all that. I don't know what they talk about. But outside looking in, something to take into consideration. What's going on behind the scenes? Some things, how that song go, Keith Sweat said it. Something Something, something, just
Just
ain't
ain't
right.
alright. Doom, doom, doo doo doom, 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 doom. Yeah,
But I mean, it comes with the territory. Sometimes, it just be like that. It just be like that. But unfortunately, they are that high profile to where we have no choice but to see it. And it is what it is. My thing is this. It is, as they say, it is strictly for your entertainment.
yeah,
And I be damned if they ain't doing it. They are entertaining the masses.
yep. That they are. It's just for me, man. It's just seeing everything fold and hearing the rumors and all that, and it's definitely wild.
Hmm
Yeah, it's
I,
definitely
I just,
wild. It's definitely something. It's just yeah, it's something. It is something.
I don't know. I just know that this much is is what it is.
Mhm.
So, like I said, everything going on with Diddy right now, all the names that's being dropped, all the people that we've lost along the route of names being dropped
Mm.
and dirt being done, it's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna hit the fan. They said when it rains, it pours, and it's about to pour.
Hey, what did we say in a past episode when Cat Williams started telling on everybody?
Yep,
Talking about the year of the truth, and like I said, I'll say it. I forgot which episode that was.
that might have been episode number 2. It might have been episode number 3. I think it was 3.
Yeah, I said one. I said once more, and I say it again. That little joker might be right, boy. Cause look at all this. Cause ever since January, look how the world's been flipped upside down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
this
has.
yeah, the entertainment world especially has been flipped upside down. People stealing jokes. The truth about this and the truth about that, and it's just been one thing after another. Some of it is rumor, some of it is speculation, but then you sit back and look at some of the things like, you know what? That's not too far off from being the truth. You are not too far off from this. You are not too yeah. You can look back. This is not too far off. This is so not far off. Not at all. Because sometimes, people talking, blah, 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 then you start looking at some things and kind of start piecing some stuff together. Like, I don't want to be the speculations department, but I don't want to be the speculations police, but yeah, yeah, I'll say that. Miss Nikki Red, what else we got on tap?
Ah, where
Come
you
on,
want to start?
you say you want to talk about them old sorry cowboys, didn't
I'm just saying
you?
we can.
Since I'm the host of the Sports Bros podcast, I look at the Cowboys situation like this. They're bad. They're in trouble. I thought the Bengals were in trouble, but the Cowboys are in trouble. They can't win a game at home. They've been getting the brakes beat off of them. They've been allowing everything north of 25 points. Derrick Henry ran all up and down one. The guy that they could have got, but no, they went out and went back and got Zeke, who ain't Zeking like he used to be. And so now you're here in Dallas. You paid your quarterback. You paid your wide receiver. What else, what other money do you have left to allocate your funds to an offensive line, some help on defense, injuries, and it's just the Cowboys just ain't cowboying.
When have they ever? I'm sorry.
Back 30 years ago when they won the championship, how about them Cowboys back 30
That
years
part.
ago?
That's just that part.
Now, back 30 years ago, it's just, some people don't hate the Cowboys. Some people hate the Cowboys fans of being in a state of denial over the past 30 years. They've had opportunity to shake that monkey off the proverbial monkey off the back, but they haven't. They haven't.
It's so crazy.
And then we got my Carolina Panthers. Oh Lord, here we go.
We ain't got to talk about them though.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about them. I cannot recall a time where I've seen a team and ownership not be on the same page. And here's what I mean by that. You have a owner in David Tepper who bought the team shortly after Jerry Richardson passed away, or before that. David Tepper has no patience whatsoever. I don't even know if David Tepper is a football mind, because when it comes to football, you need two things: time and talent. You need time to grow. You need time to get the talent, to grow them and cultivate them. You have to put time into them. They started a rookie quarterback last year and it was bad. They started a rookie quarterback for the first few games this year, moved him off of there, and then put him and now they got him starting again. And the Panthers, they're just horrible. They're bad. Uh I don't know what to make of it. Like you can't just, the coach ain't doing what I want him to do, so I gotta let him go. You gotta let that coach cook for a little bit. The new coach, Coach Dave Canellis, I hope they give him 2 years and not just one. You gave Frank Wright 1 year last year and pew, and got rid of him. That's not enough time. It's not enough time. It's not. But I mean, just, if you want to be great franchises like Kansas City, the New England Patriots of the last 20 years, show not now because they stink. Um, of the last 20 years, the Steelers of the 70s, the Cowboys of the 90s. I'm talking about teams that were at their height. Hell, even the Cincinnati Bengals, who remained consistent for a long period of time. Yeah, you just have to. I don't know what to make about the whole situation between David Tepper and this being a bad owner. Like, dude, why are you in Jacksonville last season? A fan says something to him, something to you, and you throw your drink. That's not owner like. Jerry Richardson would never. A great sports owner, Mark Cuban, he would never. Sometimes I think people with a bunch of money, they invest product because they see money, but I think that they don't see I think they overlook the inner workings of how this thing makes money. So here we are. We got a short-tempered owner, and that's why we are 1-7.
The Panthers, right?
Yeah, along with the Cleveland Browns, they're just as bad too.
I mean, it is what it is. You can't be mad at. I mean,
Can't be
I've heard
mad.
a lot of.
Listen.
Okay, I'm not the sports person, but
Okay, yeah.
you got it. Go ahead.
I'm a sports fan. I love looking at my sports. Hell, I got a sports podcast. I work in sports, so sports is a part of me.
Right.
I would love to go to a Carolina Panthers game. I would love to watch them on TV. But they have given me absolutely no reason to drop X amount of money or to turn my TV on when they're watching. And that's my team. Ooh, that's my team. Love them to death. I'm just not inspired. Matter of fact, they have a game in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. They got a game in Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Comes on at 9:30 in the morning. I'm gonna be in the bed.
Mm.
Ed, they play the New York Giants. They're just equally bad. I hope they tie. I hope it's a 0-0 tie or a 3-3 tie.
Mm.
Because at this point, like, whine for what?
That's
Just
just.
whine. Yeah, just whine for what?
I don't know, man. Well, how about the Eagles though?
I mean, they getting healthy. They start turning back around. Well, they getting healthy and they start turning back around at the right time. Usually you
Hmm.
don't find out what team you have until, like, close to Thanksgiving or a little after Thanksgiving. That's when like, okay, we have a team that can do this, this, and this. We have a team that can do that, that, and that, or things of that nature. So it's just yeah, the
Man.
the music and mayhem episode 4. But yeah, we talked a lot. Talked about music. Talked about some other mayhemic, if that's a word, top type topics. But the
I
music,
feel like.
the music,
Oh.
the music, the music, the So I'll be completely honest. I barely listen to the radio as much as I used to because everybody. Here's my thing. Whatever happened to like originality? Whatever happened to that?
Uh-uh. Yeah. I, they made them all look out to be crazy.
Yeah, and they all sound the same.
Now they do. Don't
And
get me
now they
wrong. You like I don't, the new music that's out right now. The one person that I'm really like, okay, I'm vibing with her, Glorilla.
okay.
I like her. I
Mm,
like her, and her accent is adorable.
yeah.
She's humble,
Turban on
and she
turban. Say
just
it again.
that's my girl though. I rocks with her.
Yeah.
And then it's like, while we're on the subject of female rappers,
Mm.
there was a situation that happened a little while back between one of my other favorites and her husband, Cardi B and Offset.
God, dog. Yeah, that.
And there was a lot of controversy behind things that were said, things that were done, and a lot of people were, she ain't right, she shouldn't do this and that. Everybody just talking. Everybody's talking. Again, one of those other situations where I'm not gonna speak on it right now. I'm gonna wait.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait to see what happens. But I will say this: outside looking in, do I fault her for what she's doing? Hell no. I don't fault her in any way, form, or fashion. Because when you're married and you don't uphold and honor those vows, you don't respect your spouse, how can you turn around and expect your spouse to respect you after 7 years of putting up with your mess? If she did do what they said she did, so be it. So be it. You don't say nothing else about the girl that's doing that. The other, you got plenty of women out here doing the same thing, if not worse. But because she's a rapper, because she's Cardi, we want to talk about how she shouldn't be out here. She's messing with another man while she's married and she's pregnant. She says she did it. So what? So what? If she did, she did.
So
That's her
check this.
business.
I just found something from Complex Online that says Cardi B slams narcissistic Offset. First of all, I know a lot of people use the word narcissistic. Can you do two things for me?
Yeah.
Can you spell it and can you tell me the actual meaning of it? Because sometimes people take words and use them like, well, what makes them a narcissist? Just because?
That's not a
No,
reason.
no. So Cardi B slams narcissistic Offset following narcissistic in air quotes following split. Always going to be a piece of poo poo. All right. Um, According to Complex and Trace William Cohen. Not that it's anyone's business, not even a little bit, but Cardi B is letting fans know that she would like bitches who are thirsty for a certain someone to please take this man off my hands. All right. In several tweets shared overnight, Cardi, who was reported earlier in the year to have initiated divorce proceedings against Offset, revealed that she was currently in a wish the worst on the man state of mind. Though she didn't name Offset in the particular tweet, nor in the others that follow, the intention is pretty clear. Bro, I wish the worst on this man, Cardi said in one tweet as seen below. I've never hated someone so much, and these bitches be so thirsty to have him. Please take this man off of my hands. This garbage bag is too heavy.
Mm. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this.
Mm. She said, "Take this garbage bag is too." Go ahead, go ahead, Nikki. I gotta get myself together after that one. Whew.
Okay. After 7 years of a faithful wife that has borne your children
Mm-hmm.
and saved your face plenty of times, you don't know how to treat her. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. You have the one of the baddest females in this in the music industry.
Yeah.
You got the baddest one, and that's what you do. She took you, flaws and all,
Mm-hmm.
and said, "You know what? Let's make something out of this."
Yep.
And steady kept her career going, helped your career, had your back when you was dead wrong, had your back. All you did was embarrass her, cheat on her, and play her.
The worst thing you can do in a relationship is make your mate look stupid.
And that's what you've been doing for 7 years. How many times have you had all these other you've given these other women that ain't got nothing, like they ain't got nothing on Cardi, but you've given them enough platform and enough gumption to
Yeah.
feel like they can step to Cardi. You've got how many women did you have coming out saying that you were sleeping with them? How many times did you have alleged babies out there on her? But the minute that the rabbit got the gun, you want to sit here and cry. Oh, you're wrong. You shouldn't be out here doing that. You're a hoe. You're a this. You're a that. So what the hell does it make you then?
Like they say, it's okay. What happens to everybody else? When it happens to you, no, you can't. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
It's one of those things where like this. Karma's a bitch.
It
Excuse my
is. It is.
karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
And you got your karma. So now this is the second time that she's filed for divorce on your ass.
Mm.
I just really hope for her sake that she goes ahead and finalizes it, because at this point, Cardi, you can do better. You can
Man,
definitely do. You can
was it?
find you a
She
man
can.
out here that's willing. You can have your Sierra and Russell Wilson story. You can
Yeah.
have it. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think everybody can. I think everybody can. And, and for her case, I mean the girl's hardworking. She's talented. She's smart. She's funny. Um, she's a walking, talking money machine. I'm surprised we haven't seen her in any more commercials from what we have seen her. I mean, we got to look at her ascent from, being on Love and Hip Hop to putting out the music and doing what she's doing now.
She
You
made
can
it,
you
and she
I can
did it by her. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
mm,
real quick, when you're going back that far, she did that by herself.
yeah,
She met Offset after the fact.
yeah,
She linked with Offset after the fact. She did this by herself. So if she did it by herself, if she got that far by herself, imagine what she could do when he ain't there.
yeah.
Because he
Or
damn sure ain't helping her career.
or finds her Russell Wilson. Eh,
Trust me, I am pretty damn sure there is somebody out there willing to do her and treat her better. There is somebody willing to take her on and honor her
Yeah.
the way she should be honored.
So let me drop this jewel real quick. When it comes to, say you're trying to do something, you in a relationship, married, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, wife, whatever. Whenever you're trying to do something, the best thing that you can do, if the thing that you want to do is reasonable and legal, that can have some potential to be something great, the most important thing you can do is support your mate. That is the most important thing that you can do is support. As a man, if I feel like my woman ain't supporting me, I'm going to feel some kind of way, because if I'm trying to do this, trying to do something that's going to put me from one step to another, I'm not thinking about just me. I'm a part of it. If I'm connected to somebody, okay, now how is this going to affect our free time, our ability to live a life of abundance, ability to live the life um, the way we want? And so it's just be there for your mate. That's all I
Agreed.
got to say. Just be there for your mate.
Agreed.
Well, Miss Nikki Red, looking at this here watch. Oh, I finally got a watch because
Go ahead now.
my gimmick was on the Sports Bros podcast. I'm like, as I look at my phone because I've yet to get a watch, but 3 weeks ago I said I got a watch.
Oh, I need to get watched too one day.
I got a whole watch. Shout out to my place of employment. They gave me a $150 gift card, so I got a small TV for my bedroom. I got some man jewelry. It's like a 15-piece set that you can't see because there's a lot of it. And then
Yeah, okay.
I got this watch. I'm like, I got two things I wanted: some man jewelry and a watch. Miss Nikki, it's been fun coming back out here on the porch.
That part, that part.
I love it. I love it. You got anything to say before we go ahead and get the hell up out of here?
Um, at the moment, we're just gonna keep striving to do great things, keep pushing forward, keep elevating. I just want to thank everybody that's been supporting, everybody that's been tuning in, checking us
Hmm.
out,
Hmm.
giving us feedback. Whether it's I walking and seeing somebody in the grocery store and they say, "Hey, I know you from TikTok." I'm like, "Wait a minute, time out, pause. I don't know TikTok, but okay, you're right."
Yeah.
But just the people out there that are actually paying us half of attention and noticing us. I appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you guys are doing. We want to encourage everybody out there to, of course, subscribe, like, share, put the word out,
Rate,
support your people.
review. Yeah, support your
Support
people.
your kinfolk. Support your kinfolk and support your kinfolk. If nothing else, when you see our stuff on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever, just hit that share button.
That's
Share
what
it.
I do. Yeah.
Share it to your friends.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is going to be our best friend right now. Word of mouth. We're also going to try to work on, I don't know how soon, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I keep talking about merchandise. I'm trying to get it done. I've got to work on some more connections on some things, but I'm really, really going to work on getting some merchandise floating.
Hmm.
Hopefully it'll be by the time we hit our 1 year mark, because that's coming up, right?
Real soon. Next year.
Almost one whole year that we've been doing Porch Perspectives. So,
And
um,
that's the thing. Normally, if you make a podcast, if you get to like 50 episodes, you're doing something. If you get to one full uninterrupted year, you're really doing something.
well, I ain't gonna say it's been uninterrupted, but we've been we've been doing something.
Hmm.
So, I just want to, like I said, I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us along this journey. For the people that are going to see this journey and want to jump on the journey with us, by all means, do what you got to do. And again, like I said, just thank everybody. Like you said, like, share, subscribe, all of those things. Anything that you can do to help support us, just do it. And again, it is appreciated. It will be reciprocated. So that's all
Yeah.
I got to say.
Leave us a DM, leave us a comments, like, share. Y'all know how this thing work, man. Those other
Yeah,
podcasts that you like and they ask for it and you do it, just apply that same order of operations over here on the
there you
Porch
go.
Perspective podcast. Nikki, I ain't got much, but I got some closing words.
All
And
right.
in closing, do something nice to yourself. And if you can, do something nice for someone else. They greatly appreciate it now more than ever. Be a blessing is much appreciated and not a burden. Thanks for hanging out with us right here on the Porch Perspectives
Perfect. Yeah.
podcast. We're on the porch, well, virtual porch, but on the porch.
We on
Y'all
the
take
porch.
care. Y'all be good.